My name is Colita Hakena. I'm from Papua New Guinea. I'm 13 years old, and I'm going to tell you a bit about myself and how I started tennis. So I started tennis at the age of 8. I started tennis at the age of 8. I've been training with Coach Kualam for 1.5 years, and I've been I started tennis training with Coach Kualam and fitness training with Peter Hulu. So my whole life I've been just playing, been focusing a lot on tennis in school, and I'm also number one in the Oceania for under 14s. I'm undisputed for under 12s. I've also been winning some tournaments in Australia, starting at winning the under 12s in Australia and the under 14s in Australia, and I'm so grateful that I got this scholarship. Being one of the first in the region and one of the first Papua New Guineans to get this scholarship, I was just so grateful because tennis is so expensive, and to get this scholarship, it just saves more money for mum and dad, and just I put a lot of hard work into this scholarship and winning this scholarship. So for me, this scholarship means a lot, and I think that to just keep this scholarship, I'm gonna just keep on working hard. And I don't just want to be number one in the Oceania. I want to be number one in the world. I want to, my dream court to play is Wimbledon, and I want to go and play there and probably win that tournament and that Grand Slam. So I also like to thank my parents, because especially my mum and dad, their hard work. Is sometimes they wake me up for training at 6 o'clock in the morning. They're always driving me to the tennis courts and back, and they really pushed me a lot, and they gave me opportunity. They gave me an opportunity, sending me down to Australia and going to school there and playing tennis and tennis training there and fitness training there. So I really want to thank them, because without them I wouldn't have achieved this scholarship and this this passion towards tennis. So they play a really big part in my life, and the help and the support they've given me is just everything that they've done means a lot in my life right now. So I think that, yeah, that's it.
And would you like to see other young Papua New Guineans play tennis?
Oh yeah, I definitely would love to see other young, Papua New Guinean girls to achieve these opportunities like I am, and also the boys. You know, it's really rare to find good talent in tennis here, but I feel like I know that the other little kids, that they can be as good as me and play and be the best in the Oceania. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say?
I'd like to thank, well, especially Coach Kuala Mapisa, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be at this level, at this, um, you know, because of him, I really wanted to. He really pushed me and my brother to keep on playing tennis, and um, he he put a lot into training us, and he gave a lot of his knowledge to us. So I think that if it wasn't for Coach Colum, then I wouldn't be playing tennis and wouldn't be loving the sport. So I definitely give thanks to him and his family. Yeah.
So you're looking forward to spending a year in New Zealand?
Oh yeah, it's pretty cold there, but yeah, I've never been to another country before, so this one's, yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah.
It looks like you're going to be having a busy year. Just
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be so busy. 60 tours in a whole year, so I wouldn't be able to, rest. So I think it's just tennis, training, and just fitness and playing and tournaments. So I'll be a lot. I'll be really busy this year.
like any sport, I like um, uh, any dream that any child has, whether it's playing an instrument, playing sports. Um, it Yeah, parents have to be super committed. It's a lot of time and a lot of resources, and that's resources including money.
In a game like tennis, yes.
In tennis, I mean, you walk into the sports shops selling tennis accessories, it's expensive. Um, Even in Australia, where the kids are, everything to do with tennis is expensive. Even coaching, tennis coaching, all of that is expensive. It's just, you know, I guess the kids are lucky at this stage in our lives. Their father and I, we don't drink, we don't play pokies, we don't, do all those things. So we're able to always have, when we budget for something, especially for the kids, I'm not gonna lie, it's taken up, 3/4 of portion of our budget, tennis, and having two kids play tennis, yeah, it's it, it has been an expensive journey, and then sending the kids to Australia, so a lot of work, a lot of forward planning, a lot of savings, a lot of we've got to just do away with everything else, and that have being focused on what the dream is and what we need to achieve within a time frame, and just absolutely work towards it. So with the kids, I mean, we were aggressive, as I mentioned earlier, with their schedule. It was on time, do this, do that, and finally, one of the kids getting the scholarship, it takes a lot of burden away from us parents, because now she's on a scholarship. ITF is paying for the travel and the school and the training and the fitness. Before that, Raymond and I had to do all that on our own. I guess also in this country, it takes a lot to convince someone about a individual sport. Because if a company is going to put money to a sporting event, it's always the team's events that gets most of the sponsorship or funding, and it's easier for teams event than it is for individual sports. So in that area too, we've been struggling. I've sent letters out and asking for sponsorships, and we don't get anything. We don't get any reply to any of our requests for sponsorship. And it's if you're going to do tennis in this country, you got to be prepared to put your hard-earned money into supporting your kids and supporting the journey. But you need to have a plan, and you need to know why you're doing this, and that there's scholarships available in tennis. And so having understood and knowing that what's at the end of this this journey for the kids, doing this, that there's scholarships available, and we can easily achieve that if we make sure the kids are training and doing fitness and everything else like that. So it's yeah, at some point, which I'm thinking, why do I do this? I'm gonna give up soon. But yeah, I guess it's when it makes your kids happy, you just put 200% into doing this. And yeah, it's like for Coco getting a scholarship, and for Sugar Ray making it on being invited to attend other tours from the Oceania region with the team to Australia. Yeah, there's a satisfaction that comes from you've worked hard with the kids, and they're starting to achieve gradually being on the touring team, and doing what they love doing, and they're part of a team. And the kids are so happy when they're traveling. So, and it makes you happy as a parent too, that you've worked hard to achieve these things with your kids. So yeah.
And how are you feeling now as a parent?
I am excited. So excited, thrilled. It's is so happy because when you see, we started this journey and we were thinking we're doing this because we're gonna go to Fiji House. You kids are gonna go compete.
Where's Fiji House?
So the Fiji House is the tennis house. That's where Abigail and Marcia and the big brother.
That's in Fiji, is it?
Yeah, and the other elites in the Oceania. They were so when they got all the number one, number twos in the Oceania region and sent them to Fiji. So that was the tennis house for the kids. So they went there, they trained there, they did the US online, and then after year 12, they they are able to get a placing in colleges in America. And so that's how most of the kids that, if not all the kids that went to the Fiji house before the shutdown when COVID came along. So you will see that they all finished grade 12 there and they all went to America. Yeah, and they've been successful in their own careers after that. But that was the highlight for all the kids in the Pacific. You do well, you get selected, you go to the Fiji house, and then there's the training and everything that's paid for that's there. COVID came, they shut the doors, and as I mentioned earlier, we were thinking, oh, where do we go now after all this training and after all this training, and they never came back with anything. We're still waiting today for the Fiji house to be open. We don't know whether it's going to be opened or not. And so yeah, that cloud was just hanging over us. What's next for our kids in the region? Not just myself, but other parents in the region as well, because we all keep in touch and we all talk about our kids and tennis in the region. And when you get that letter that says that congratulations, that is such an amazing feeling. I didn't sleep. I couldn't believe that we finally received that. And yeah, it's beyond words. You can't explain it, especially when you've put in the time and the effort and resources, your child's put in the work, and especially when you have good kids. I guess sometimes they want to rebel, but they hold it back because they understand where we're going and what the plan is. And yeah, I've been fortunate to have good kids that stick to the program, and having this scholarship means the world to us. Yeah, it does. It really does. We're really excited for Colita, and so if our kids can do it, we'd like to inspire other kids in the country. They can do it too. And yeah, I guess that's the message. Support your kids, and especially if you know what you're working towards, you need to know that. Yeah.
Yes, yours is a very inspiring story for other parents to
Yeah.
invest in their kids
Absolutely.
rather than waste money elsewhere.
That's right. Yeah. Parents. There are parents in this country that can support their kids, and there's a lot of parents that can do that. It's just, I don't know. If you just, once again, you need to have a plan. You need to know where you're going and what you can achieve, and just support your kids. And as I've always mentioned to the kids, it's we have to get, we tell our stories so that our other parents can see that, what you've achieved and what you've gone through, and if we can inspire someone or a family to not just tennis, in whatever their kids are interested in doing. And yeah, I guess that'd be amazing for us, just to inspire one family to go ahead and do that. But also, if other kids and parents they read the story and they understand that it takes hard work and you stay committed, and parents just need to support your kids. Yeah, that's important.
You come back to what you said earlier.
Yeah.
How did your kids get into tennis?
So kids were just it. I think the year it came around, New Year, New celebrations, everything happening, and I thought, I can't. My kids can't do this year in, year out, just stay at home, go to school, come back, watch TV, um, and that's basically how we were living. It was just school, back home, do whatever they want, food, and next day comes, it's the same old that cycle. I thought, no, we're going to do something different. And it also started because, as I mentioned, my son Sugar Ray, he was an overweight kid. He was really big for his age, and that's what really got me thinking. I've got to make a change. If I don't, then my son turned 16. He's going to be diabetic. He's going to have high blood pressure and all the sicknesses that come with being overweight. And so yeah, it really started from there. And we came to tennis because that was the nearest sports club, and well, I thought to where we were staying, and if we can do this every Saturday, the tennis club is just close by. Well, that's where your kids are gonna be every Saturday. And I think the rule in the house was no one stays in the house on Saturday. Yeah, that was the rule. No one stays in the house on Saturday. You all have to be out, engaged in sports activity. I don't care, it's sports, music, whatever. You're gonna be out of the house on Saturday. No one is allowed to be in the house. So Saturday, 8 o'clock, I lock the door. Everyone's outside. If you forgot something, well, that's your problem. Doors locked at 8 in the morning. And it was, like I said, 5 kids. Someone's running with the other child on their side, and someone else is running with bags and everything. Door shuts at 8. No one's allowed back in till 12 after lunch. So yeah, that was how it all started. We had to make a lifestyle change for, to support our son who was overweight at that time, and just to get everyone out of the house. It was a bit of struggle with the kids. I'd be standing there with a broomstick, and sometimes it's the nearest thing I can find to chase everyone out of the house and lock the door. And yeah, it's doors locked, everyone's out, no one's in the yard. Gates locked, you're all out, we're all out. So yeah, that's how it all started. Getting the kids out of the house and be engaged in a sporting activity. Yeah, and look where it's brought us. It's amazing. It's an amazing journey.
Yes, it is.
And we didn't start with the intention that we're gonna go play tennis and we're gonna be number one, and we're gonna. It didn't. It was just that was the new house rule for 2018. Yeah, that was the new house rule. We've got to change our lifestyle, and everyone's got to be out of the house and be engaged in something. Engaged with other people around, not just the 7 of us in the house looking at each other and driving ourselves crazy. So yeah.
So she'll be leaving on Wednesday?
Yes, she's off on Wednesday, and it's part of the scholarship. So yeah, the scholarship started today, 1st of January 2024. So her first engagement is Margaret Court.
Yes.
That's Albury.
That's Albury, Melbourne.
And then
Victoria Grass Court champions, Wodonga, Melbourne.
She won the under 14 last year for that one.
In Australia?
Yeah, so first Papua New Guinean.
So she's an Australian champion?
Yeah, for the Victoria Grass Court last year. So she'll be going back to defend that title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what titles in Australia do you hold again?
So in Sydney I held under 12 Sydney Championships
under 12.
And Wollongong Winter under 12s champion.
Under 12s champion.
And then
Victoria Grass
Championships.
Under 14.
Under 14s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there another one? Illawarra? Yeah, you did a...
Oh yeah, Illawarra Championships.
Yeah, I think it was, just one more in Illawarra. So that's, again, a lot of firsts for PNG and from the region, so...
Oh yeah, I'm also playing the under 14 Australian Championships.
Yay.
Yeah, Australian Open. under 14s.
That's this. That's
Did you
after,
win?
Oh, I'm playing it this year.
No, that,
Oh, okay.
that's after Victoria Grass.
Victoria Grass.
And so you'll be playing in the Asia Pacific Elite.
Elite.
And there's only 8 of them for under 14s. So 8 boys, 8 girls that get selected from the Asia Pacific region. And so there's 4 from Australia, 1 from Oceania, 1 from New Zealand. Oh, sorry, 1 from Australia, 1 from New Zealand, 1 from Oceania, and 4 from the Asian region. Yeah. So for this one, Colita's been chosen from the Oceania region. Tennis is a great sport. Next year, 2024, we have, this year, we're already in 2024. 2024, we have PNG Junior Open in February. We have the West Pacific
It's
in April
in Fiji.
and then we have the Pacific Oceania again
POJC in Fiji in July.
in July. So we're hoping to dominate, and especially from our home base here, Port Moresby Rackets Club, we're spreading the word. We want to encourage kids that are around the East Boroko area. Yeah, we need a lot of kids to come in and try tennis, because we've got to close the gap between Colita and the next kids coming up, so we can keep the pipeline going with kids coming in to play tennis. Yeah, it's a great sport, and we have a great club. It's a great family club.